Could you tell us about your new book, Murder in the Palais Royal?
Sure. Murder in the Palais Royal is my 10th book in the Amy LeDuc investigation series. It takes place in October of 1997. And this is a special book to me because it goes back to Amy's first investigation in Murder in the Marais. Her partner is shot, and Amy realizes that in the crime in Murder in the Marais, the testimony she gave against one of the youths who burned the synagogue has been put in prison, and that has come back to bite her 4 years later. So that sort of pulls her back in. We revisit the Marais. But I love the Palais Royal, and it's very near Amy's office on Rue du Louvre. And it's a place that's sort of hidden behind the Louvre. You don't really know it's there. You blink and you miss the entrance. And I wanted to explore the people who work for the Ministry of Culture, the elite, and it's also a book about families and secrets. And Amy's own family, there's a parallel story, and secrets of people who work in the ministry in the Palais Royal, the aristocrats who like to keep a lot of secrets under the carpet about the war, the German occupation.
And how, you know a lot about the inner workings of the Paris Police Department. How did you manage to get that knowledge?
Well, I've met some police during the past 12 years. I've been coming to Paris and doing research. I come twice a year. I've started to build up contacts, and they're always nourished by a big bottle of wine. I take my friends, the police, and to a cafe and buy a bottle of wine, and I start pouring, and they start talking. And a lot of times they'll tell me about, I'll run a scenario by them. Is this possible? Does this make sense? I don't write police procedurals, but I need to know the details. And they'll say, oh, we never do that, or we do it this way. But it was funny, in 2007, I met this retired brigade criminal inspector who's head of homicide, but he's retired now. I met him on the Boulevard Richard Lenoir because he lives near there, and we were at a cafe, and I've known him for a few years. And he came back and he said, I'm so tired. I was in London. I had to speak English for 5 hours. I said, why? He said, I just got off the Eurostar. I had to go give testimony. He said, I was in the court, and these Englishmen, they wear these funny wigs, I said, you were in an English court? But why? And he said, well, I had to give the testimony. It's been 10 years, 1997 to 2007. I said, but for what? The Princess Diana investigation, he said. I said, but why were you involved? And he's only talking to me in French, And he said, but I was in charge of the investigation. And I said, why didn't I know about that? And he said, you never asked me. I've known him all these years and never asked the right question. So my interviewing techniques still require time. But it's funny that you know someone and you've known them and then you don't know a lot of what they do. So I used a lot of his information for Murder in the Latin Quarter and the new book because it takes place right after that. It was incredible details he gave me.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about your next book. Are you already working on it?
Yeah, Murder in Passy, the 16th arrondissement. It takes place in November of 1997. We haven't gone too far. And it's cold, and Amy's godfather, Commissaire Morbier, in the police, has asked her a favor to go to his girlfriend's house because he's called to an investigation in Lyon. Now this woman is a woman he's rediscovered. He was kind of the love of his life, who he lost contact with for 20 years. She's also Basque, French Basque. And when Amy goes to this party in the 16th arrondissement for her daughter who's getting married, things don't smell right. In fact, they smell very off. I can't say too much except a murder is involved. The past of this woman is revealed to be she's been involved with Basques in ETA, and Amy is pulled into trying to save Morbier, who's a suspect.
Perfect.